Pollution is when something that isn't naturally around in the environment enters the environment and has a negative consequence for some part of the natural world.
It's just excess waste. It's the excess waste that our economy generates, and that the whole problem is that we consume so much and we can only absorb so much, and the excess of all waste is then pollution.
Pollution to me is anything that's going to put our environment in a state of like havoc, something that's going to make its mark and may not be able to be changed, unfortunately.
There are many ways to define pollution. In general, pollution is something unwanted and usually unhealthful.
Pollution is anything that humans put out into the environment that is harmful to the environment. So it could be things we put in the air, things we put in the water, trash that we have that doesn't degrade, that doesn't naturally biodegrade.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm an intern at BPSOS. My whole team and I have gone out and created this documentary in the matter of weeks to understand what Philadelphians know about pollution and environmental justice. Pollution is something that harms the environment in its natural state. Here is what real pollution looks like. How do we get to this stage? It started off with this bottle cap.
This may look like a harmless bottle cap, but something as this small as this can accumulate into this large pile of trash. This pile of trash can turn into something huge, something that will have a big impact on a global scale, such as the Great Pacific Patch, which weighs up to 200 million tons. The Great Pacific Patch is the largest dump in the world, and it is nearly impossible to clean up. This patch takes up a huge portion of the Pacific Ocean. Up to half the size of France, it is full of trash that is dumped by all countries every day. The Great Pacific Patch can cover the United States twice. Scientists say that this floating landfill looks like plastic soup. Can you just imagine how much trash is out there?
This could happen to you.
Garbage City is located at the slums of Locatum Village, on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt. Its inhabitants are called Zablin, which means garbage people in Egyptian Arabic. Garbage from Cairo is brought into Garbage City by the Zablin, who then sort out the garbage in search of anything of potential use. Anything that can be reused or recycled is saved by the many families in this Garbage City. Recycled paper or glass products are made and sold from the city, while metal is sold to be melted down and reused. As you can see in the pictures, there are actually people living in trash, and this can occur anywhere, which means it's possible that it can happen to us, the people of the United States.
The city was originally a city that was clean. Then, big and greedy corporations dumped most of their trash into the city because it's much easier and cheaper to dump their trash instead of paying money to recycle and handle their trash the proper way. So who's actually responsible for the city and its problems?
I definitely think everyone should be responsible for their own, trash and personal, but also I think it should be something that the government should take more of a stand on and make sure that people and companies have set rules of how to dispose of things, or make sure there's safety, like with the boats that are transferring oil and things like that. They should crack down more on companies and people.
I think that people individually should be responsible because we all have our little microcosms of the environment, like your home, your community. But then at a bigger level, I think that the government needs to take some responsibility for it too.
Well, I think that there are things that we all hold in common. We hold the oceans in common, we hold the atmosphere in commons, we hold mainly even these things like the rainforests and tropical forests and temperate forests in common. And they provide a service for all of humankind. So, in fact, we should all be responsible for it. And, in fact, what I really believe is that we need an entire new set of institutions to develop to take care of these things that we hold in common.
What have we done to save the environment?
About recycling, and I mean, I could be even more responsible. So every time I find out something else about what I can be doing better, I try to incorporate that as I'm, getting rid of trash. Try to produce less trash. I'm not really that good with it yet, but I'm working with it. I don't litter, and whenever I have a group of kids in my care, I make sure that they don't litter.
I'm very, very large in recycling. I also work with a composting service. So my trash output is minimal. And a lot of the waste that I've put into the trash, which goes to landfill, I try to buy products or to utilize items that if it cannot be recycled, if it cannot be composted, I try to avoid it.
Okay, is it really possible to do this? What if my neighborhood isn't the richest out there and sometimes don't have enough resources for major cleanups?
It is possible, and we have done it. Take a look at our local Mifflin Park. Well, then what are you waiting for? This is possible if everyone takes action. Your neighborhood can be beautified and at the same time, it can be better for the environment.